Hi, I'm Alan from Gem Training International, and in this video I want to introduce you to the Moissanite detection kit, which I believe is a very useful addition to your gem testing equipment, whether you're an amateur or whether you're a professional. This kit was developed by one of the leading laboratories in South Africa and has been checked for reliability and accuracy. The question is, why did they need to develop it? As you may well know, there are handheld units that will test for diamond, cubic, and moissanite. However, with the increase of the production of moissanite and in the techniques that they're using to produce them, unfortunately, some of these handheld machines are giving the reading of diamond, and in fact the stone is a moissanite. Hence, the need for this equipment to be developed and to be used so that you can differentiate between diamond and moissanite, and the principle of it with this liquid is on a specific gravity basis, which I'm going to explain to you. The kit consists of a manual and a bottle with the SG liquid in it. And in this bottle is the liquid plus a small piece of copper which is in there to stabilize it. However, over a period of time, the liquid may well deteriorate slightly, and it is light sensitive. So it's always useful to keep it away in a dark cupboard or in a drawer, and only take it out when you actually need it, because it will certainly allow it to last a lot longer. This liquid is based on the principle of specific gravity. What actually does that mean? Every single gem has its own specific gravity. For instance, the specific gravity of diamond is recognized as being 3.52, but may vary a little depending on some of the impurities within the stone. Moissanite, it is recognized as being 3.21, but that also can vary a little depending on the manufacture of moissanite. Obviously with cubic, which is a lot heavier than both those stones, it's accepted as being about 1.7 greater than the SG of diamond. Now, this liquid is set at the specific gravity of 3.21, which means that moissanite, to our knowledge, has not been manufactured with a specific gravity greater than 3.21. Therefore, it will float. If you put it into the liquid, it will float. Diamond, because the specific gravity is 3.52, is obviously going to sink when you put it into the liquid, but it's going to sink relatively slowly. Here I have a certified stone. It's certified by EGL South Africa, and this is the stone that I'm going to demonstrate to you going into the liquid, and you will see how it drops to the bottom. Why? Because the specific gravity of the diamond is 3.52, which is greater than the liquid of 3.21. So when this diamond goes into it, it will sink in that liquid. Whereas if you put a cubic in it, which is a lot heavier, it's going to drop like a stone to the bottom. The stone on your left is a cubic zirconia, which has a specific gravity much greater than that of moissanite or diamond. So, in theory, if I were to drop this into the liquid, it's going to drop like a stone to the bottom because its SG is much greater. Let's see what happens. It went straight to the bottom, and when it hits the bottom, it stays extremely still because the SG is so great. And it is this principle that allows us to differentiate between diamond and moissanite in particular, and moissanite and cubic zirconia. I'm also going to be able to show you where you have two black stones. One happens to be diamond, the other one happens to be moissanite. But the standard general testing equipment that we have, other than the laboratories, will not allow us to differentiate between black diamond and black moissanite, where if we use the liquid, it gives us a good indication of which is which. On your left-hand side, you have a natural black diamond. On the right-hand side, we have a black moissanite. Now the difficulty is that standard gemological equipment does not allow you to differentiate between the two. You need sophisticated equipment that only laboratories in most countries possess. But this liquid goes quite a long way in aiding you in the differentiation between the two. Let me demonstrate. I pick up the diamond and drop it into the liquid. Go straight to the bottom. When I pick up the moissanite and drop it in, it floats. So in other words, what does that really mean? Really what it means is that the small black stone has an SG greater than the liquid at 3.21, therefore it cannot be moissanite because it's sunk to the bottom, whereas the other stone, despite the fact that it was larger, is floating in the liquid, which clearly indicates that it's a moissanite with an SG of around 3.21. If you look carefully while I'm moving this moissanite around, you can clearly see that it's floating on the surface. Which indicates to you that it has an SG of, if not exactly on 3.21, very, very close, whereas the natural diamond has sunk to the bottom and remained there. But remember this, I always advise people when they have done their own test and if they are not 100% sure, please go to one of the leading laboratories who have all the testing equipment to confirm your findings. To sum up, the handheld diamond testers do work to a point, but they're not infallible. So with the addition of the Moissanite detection kit, which is inexpensive, it will clearly allow you to differentiate between diamond and moissanite. And even with that said, I do believe that it's always advisable for you to do additional tests to support your findings that you have made using the liquid.